Hello again, everyone, and welcome to another episode of. This evening, we will be reviewing the 2024 horror dark comedy film Abigail. The initial release of this film was on April 19th, 2024, and it did have mixed reception. The directors of this film are Tyler Gillette and Matt Bettinelli-Olpin. These two have co-directed several films now, some of which include 2014's Devil's Due, as well as the 2019 film Ready or Not, and the 2022 Scream film. A fun fact about Matt is that he's actually one of the founding members of the San Francisco-based punk ska band Link 80. The film revolves around a group of variously skilled and elite criminals who kidnap the 12-year-old daughter of an underground important figure. The group then holds the 12-year-old for ransom in what they believe is an abandoned mansion, and their plans start to unravel quickly once they realize the gravity of the situation that they have now entered. The film has been described online by critics as atmospheric, menacing, and macabre, which I would in fact agree. When it comes to my personal thoughts about the film, I believe that Alicia Weir, who played Abigail, delivered a noteworthy, compelling, and unsettling performance. I did find that a little bit of patience was necessary with this film, as it does not play out like a traditional clue or murder mystery film. I also appreciate that despite the fact the characters were trying to maintain a criminally stoic appearance to each other, it was very amusing to see them unravel when they learned that vampires were in fact real. The film to me was calculated and unpredictable. It also tiptoed on the grindhouse aesthetic due to the gore and level of gore within the film. I also found that the constant cynical breaking of traditional vampire tropes was hysterical and well thought out. What I also found to be quite interesting and very notable in the film was the vampiric influence that was on people once they were bitten. And not bitten to be unalived, but bitten to be used. It was very reminiscent to films that utilize demonic possession, where the demon completely takes over and the person has no control whatsoever. So that to me was very interesting and tied back to the ultimate unraveling and lack of control that was within the mansion that they were trying to maintain from the beginning. What I also find very interesting about this film is that it touches upon the trope of ethical hunting when it comes to vampires. Now, obviously, this is not a new concept within vampire films, but the concept of a vampire hunting based off of a personal moral compass is very fascinating to me. The fact that all of the proposed victims throughout this film were criminal by nature really makes you ponder as a viewer where you would stand in regards to empathy for victims who are criminals and also sympathy for vampires who are hunting said criminals. I am a sucker, no pun intended, for excellent, well thought out practical effects and special effects. In this film, I think both were absolutely satisfied. You can tell that the directors are well versed in slasher and splatter horror films. If you've watched my reviews before, you will know that I love a film that feels like a complete story, where I can put a bow on it at the end of the day and say, that was great. There is not a sequel that is necessary. So do I believe that this film could create a series or a sequel after it? Not necessarily. I don't think it's necessary, nor do I think it would really add anything to the main storyline. To me, it did not feel like the film really held your hand as you watched it, and I really enjoyed how unpredictable a lot of it was. I also really enjoyed the breaking of traditional tropes. To me, that was fantastic and hilarious, so if that is something that you would enjoy in a vampire film, please, I could not recommend this enough. I would love to know what you think, and if you have any thoughts or any recommendations for further vampire films that you would like me to review, leave a comment down below.